Hey everybody, today I'm making some grilled chicken, some avocado, some tomato, I know, right? A little bit of roasted garlic. We're gonna make a little sauce here on top. It's kind of like a California dish, sorta. It's pretty good. So I'm gonna get right into it.
Alright, so here's our base ingredients. Now, a lot of this is gonna be personal preference, other than our core ingredients. So, like for example, I'm gonna do 2 chicken breasts. You know, you can do 3 or 4 depending on how many you're cooking for, but I'm gonna do 2 right here. And then, so that's definitely our base, so we're not gonna change that. We're having chicken. And then we're gonna have avocado. We're gonna slice this up, and we're gonna slice some tomato. My little tomato is okay, you know, it's not that big of a deal if you have a tomato, just you don't want to eat a whole lot. So for what I'm gonna do is we're gonna season the chicken. Now, I basically use a tablespoon of some olive oil, and then this is where things can kind of change. So I'm going to use about half a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And again, that's preference. If you want more or less, that's fine. For me, I think that's about what I'm going to use. And I'm going to do a teaspoon or 2 of each salt and pepper. Again, like I said, this is all kind of modular. You can do as much or as little as you want, you know, depending on your taste for seasoning. And then we're going to go ahead and use a mix. I'm going to use some balsamic vinegar, a couple tablespoons, and I'm going to mix it with this sweet and spicy, this G Hughes sugar-free. This one's pretty good for keto. Let's see if I can get you a better look on there. I love this stuff. I love all of his stuff. All the sugar-frees are pretty good. So again, that's also going to be a little bit of preference. I kind of want to keep it around a couple tablespoons though, so we're not stacking too much into this and kind of off balancing our flavor. So I'm going to start with seasoning the chicken. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour the oil. Now you see, it's all about, like I said, it's kind of like how much seasoning do you want. So I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. Okay, that looks about how I like it. So like I said, it's really just kind of a guideline, you know. You may find that it's not salty enough, or it's too salty, or you know. So our little fillet's kind of hanging. Well, we're going to keep him. I'll probably cut him and cook them separate. But right now, I'm just getting this all coated and seasoned. You want to make sure this is like coated as evenly as possible. Go ahead and use your hands if you'd like. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just using tongs. Alright, so essentially this is pretty easy. It's a pretty simple meal here. So I got the chicken set aside. We're going to cook that up in a minute. But the base stuff that we have here, again, preference, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. I like to do 2. I like garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and break these up and mince them. Jeez, I just crushed this garlic. Okay, sometimes I don't know my own strength. So next, we're going to take an avocado. Now, since I'm only making 2 chicken breasts, probably not going to use the whole avocado. But again, if you're gonna make 4, then go ahead and use this whole thing. All right, so we're just gonna use the big avocado, the bigger side. I'll get this spooned out. Cool. Now it's gonna be a little tricky. I like to make wedges, so we're gonna see how this goes. Well, that is okay. We're gonna place this on our chicken afterward, but that's cool. It doesn't have to be like perfect. So anyway, I was making two pieces, so we're gonna have 2 pieces. Then same thing I'm gonna do with the tomato. Okay, now literally, I mean, like, I'm eating, this is the only tomato I'm eating. This one will go for the second piece, and then, well, maybe I'll eat this, sprinkle a little salt on it, just. All right, so we're gonna get our chicken up on our pan. I'm using a grilled cast iron. I'm just gonna lean it from the front, lay it back. And I'll cook these fillets separate because I don't want to crowd the pan. I just want to make sure these guys don't stick. Alright, I'm going to let this cook, 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and flip. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and create this kind of sauce. So I like to do 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of this sweet and spicy. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and stir this up. Alright, so I'm just checking out the chicken, and now that's where I'm going to throw my garlic in here. I'm just going to sprinkle it right in the pan, and we'll kind of mix this around here. But I want to see how our chicken's looking, so... it's looking pretty good, but I'm going to let it kind of sear just a little bit longer. We'll let this garlic kind of get cooked in as well. And if you'd like, you can put like a tablespoon of butter in here. That's what I'm going to do now, but I first just wanted to get a quick sear. Alright, so we got our butter melted. I'm just going to kind of give it a little stir in here. And I think this chicken's ready to be flipped. Okay, we'll come back and check on this in a little. Alright, so for the time being with my sauce, since I didn't make too much, I'm just going to go ahead and microwave this for about a minute. Alright, so our sauce is done. I transferred it into a little container here. Now for me, I like to use just a little bit of golden monk fruit. I'm just going to grab a little bit here. Probably a tablespoon or less. I'm just going to kind of stir it in. You can do this before or after or not at all, but I like to do it a little bit after because I always taste the food. And if I feel like this isn't quite as sweet as I'd like, I'm going to add a little bit more. Alright, so our this chicken's done. So I've gone ahead and turned the heat down a little bit. We're just taking a look at it. And with chicken, you want to be about 165 degrees. If you have a thermometer, go ahead and check it out. This is looking good. So I'm going to go ahead, keep our grilled side up for the most part, and I'm going to put down a piece of mozzarella cheese on each. And I'm going to go ahead and let that cook on about a three setting for just a couple of minutes. I just want to get this cheese fully melted, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this plated here. First thing I like to do is just grab our chicken here. Put that down first. Okay, now I like to take the avocado. I'm gonna get that placed right on top. Next, our tomato. Okay, now we're going to take our garlic that's crusted and roasted. We're just going to I'm going to crumple some of that garlic on here. Finally, our sauce. And that is not a spoon. So we're going to go ahead and yeah, give a little drizzle of this on here. Now, I'm by no means an excellent plater, but I do kind of like to make it look a little nice. Alright, now I don't know which one looks nicer. I guess you guys let me know in the comments which one looks better. I guess it doesn't matter, but and there we have it. We have two really nice dishes ready to go. Oh, this one kind of fell a little bit. We have our avocado that's like trying to escape the plate, which is fine actually. We can kind of, yeah, maybe let's do it like that anyway. Just see how that looks. All right. So this is perfect. I mean, this is basically no carbs. I mean, what you're looking at, your chicken, you don't have any carbs. Avocado, like a little bit, one-ish maybe. Again with the tomato, not much. So, I mean, 2-3 carbs tops, I think, with the sauce. Again, I'm no expert, but this is very, very low carb. So this is an awesome lunch, awesome dinner. All right, so that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Please comment, subscribe, like, maybe hit that bell for me. I really appreciate it. If there's any other kind of foods you guys like me to do, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let me know. Till then, we'll see you next time. Peace.